10, I can get probably 10 or 12 pieces that I can root
of the milkweed.
of the milkweed. So next year, if I took 10 off each one of these things, I'd have 100 of them.
So what she wanted was the leaves on that bare branch.
Yeah, this right here, these leaves right here.
Oh, okay, she was.
But all the leaves are just about gone. But I said to her, they love these leaves too. And
The orange
if
butterfly
you come
bush.
over, I'll give you some. But she never even acknowledged that I called her or emailed her. So so much for that.
And then these are, what was the name when it's two colors? The Vera. The grasses are. I don't know. What are the names of these?
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, this is something different. This is a Joe Pye weed, and that's an easy name to remember.
Joe Pye.
Joe Pye weed, and this is a dwarf Joe Pye weed. I had some real tall ones in my yard, and Nan hated them, cut them down. But the natural ones you get about 5 foot tall, has a beautiful cluster like that, except it's about this big. But this is a dwarf Joe Pye weed.
Then these are back to the butterflies up here.
Yeah. Now back here, I have this is the, believe it or not, it almost looks like this down there. See it?
Looks like the undwarfed version, or like a.
Well, but you know what that
not
is?
as clumpy.
Completely different. That's a black knight. It almost looks like the other one, but it's a black knight.
This right here.
This one right here. This is a dwarf white ones.
Ah, so they do make. Okay, I didn't know if that was only purple that was dwarfed, or if that was some kind of genetic
there's a lot of
thing.
different dwarfs and things. See, but now when I buy the dwarf ones, I buy the cuttings. I got to pay a royalty, like maybe 50 cents per plant, because it's a patent plant. After so many years, it no longer is a patent plant, and then you can buy them at just
The dwarf butterflies are patent plants.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, this plant right here, this Joe Pye weed, this is like a dwarf. And variegated. I paid probably 50 cents extra for each one of those little pots. When I bought them, they were this tall. I paid probably 50 cents extra because of a patent fee. See, but now, 20 years from now, I can take cuttings off of it. Don't mean that I can't take cuttings off of it now, but if they found out me doing it, oh God, they'd sue you just like it was.
It's like the pillows that say don't rip the tag off, it's against the law, but it's only against the law if they find out you rip the tag off.
look at this little butterfly. Look at it. See that little different color?
Yeah.
Look, Gemma. There's your bee. See your bee? See he's on the butterfly bush?
Yep, there he is.
And look at that little dwarf, that little tiny orange. There's so many different colored butterflies.
Yeah, got it right there too. Right on video. Nice. I have a question. If you wanted to have chickens, like I hear this guy back here got roosters or something,
Over here.
where do you put them? In a cage or something? Or do they just run around the yard? I've seen people have them running around the house.
They only ran around the yard a couple times, and the foxes would get them.
Okay.
You'd have to have a cage, like a wire cage, something about as tall as that right there, right? Add a wire, and then I had a little house for them to put it in.
Like where the beagles used to stay, like a little.
No. You don't want a little house like that. You want. I got one back, and I brought. If you go back all the way to the back on the left-hand side, you'll see like a storage shed leaning over to the left.
Yeah.
I brought that home from a house we bought, and that was going to be my chicken house. But I needed to work on the floor, and I propped it up that way, and that's been 10 years. It's been sitting there ever since. But to get that floor fixed, I'd set it down, and I'd put my wire around it, and have my.
It's like a big round pen, a wire around that, and the house in the middle.
Depends how many chickens you got. It can be from here to that, over there, or it could be big as this whole area.
And that's what they call chicken wire, probably, right? Chicken wire is that stuff that you build.
Big, little holes in it, about this big around, you can see right through it. But the cool thing about it is, with chickens, they come out in this place in the evening time, and especially if you had a garden, they go through and every insect that you got.
Right. So this other guy I listened to, he talks about how you gotta get eggs from your own chickens. He said when you buy eggs in a grocery store, that's like buying from prison chickens. Because the way they rate, and he said the yolks, he said those chickens aren't running around eating all the bugs in your garden. He said then those yolks aren't orange, and he said then those eggs really aren't that damn healthy.
Now let me just tell you about chickens. When you buy egg from the store, they have been washed and cleaned.
Like pasteurized.
But if you bought eggs from me, and you just took a little damp rag, and just make sure they're nice and clean, You could set them out on your cabinet for 2 weeks. Never have a problem with it.
Right, you don't need to refrigerate. Okay,
But
yeah.
once you wash them,
Right.
you're taking the film off of the outside of that egg. Then that's when you get bacteria and all that stuff in the eggs, and the eggs will go bad. Mother Nature has a film on that egg. You can't see it.
But it's like everything in
Like
nature's
an
got a
embryo
reason.
type thing.
It's like a reason for it. I mean, the reason that way you don't have to refrigerate your eggs.
Exactly.
So pasteurization is like kind of good with some things like milk and stuff because then it can last you a little, whatever. But it's taking away some of the stuff that nature puts there on purpose.
When we used to have chickens when I was a kid, I'd gather up the eggs and bring them in the house. My mother would take a little rag and touch, make sure they're nice and clean, nothing, right. Then she would have a big bowl on the damn in the kitchen. She'd put the eggs in there, right? Because she didn't have enough room to put them in the refrigerator because the refrigerators wasn't like they are now.
Right.
She put them. Oh, everybody did it. I never understood why they put them in the refrigerator anyhow for years until I forgot where it was. But anyway, I read about it. And they said once you wash them, you're taking that embryo off, and then Mother Nature, it's up to you. If you want to keep that egg, you better refrigerate it. But if you wanted to keep it,
Because that embryo or that whatever the film on it was keeping it the temperature it needed to be. So when they pasteurize it, take it off, then you got to refrigerate it to keep it cold, to keep the stuff, because it was protecting it from the bacteria to grow on it. Okay. Now, if you wanted to have tomatoes and peppers next summer, right? When would you plant those? Before it frosted this fall or after the...
oh no, you plant them in the spring.
You plant those in the spring, okay.
Yeah, because they die as soon as the frost hits them, kills them. You see.
We, Christy's Aunt Linda, the one that's a real landscaper, she had, a funny story about her, but so Terry went up there and she had so many tomatoes and peppers wall to wall. Terry came back to our house with 3 big boxes of them. And the funny thing was, we took 2 boxes of tomatoes and I made tomato sauce and made 1 big jar. It was 2 boxes of tomatoes. But she was apparently growing some wacky tobacco up there. So she has this neighbor with Alzheimer's and the police come up and do a wellness check on her. Well, I guess she was in the back sampling her, and they said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm minding my fucking business." Well, they said, "What are those big plants?" So they ended up taking them, but they didn't put her, arrest her or nothing, because now it's like sort of not really right, whatever. But the funny thing was, it was like if she just wouldn't have been a jerk to the police, they'd have. She said, "I'm minding my business on my own effing property."
Yeah,
but
she
her
could-
tomatoes were gorgeous. I got some pictures I'll show you before we go. Of the tomato, it'll be green, orange, yellow, red. Beautiful tomatoes.
And the funny thing is, you said, "Oh yeah, that's my fig tree." Nobody else would know what it looked like. She'd have gotten away with it.
Right, exactly. She was sitting there and using it. Have a whole lot of defense.